getting her down, she will drop at certain HP percentages the neurolinks on the floor, like from T5, if you ever did that. She has a number of moves that she's going to repeat throughout the phase. One of them is going to be she's going to shoot puddles at people. She'll shoot fireballs, and underneath that person, you'll drop puddles. For a lot of the fight, this can be baited by the furthest person from her. So you'll get hit by a puddle, you'll move out of it, get hit by it, move out of it, get hit by it, move out of it, get hit by it, move out of it, etc. There's 5, I believe, hits for those. Later on, she'll do the same thing, but she'll choose a random party member that's anyone that's not the current top threat. So you could pick the other tank or any healer or any DPS. She also does a fireball that puts a little like triangle over your head that needs to be soaked by multiple people. The damage is split evenly, and we can actually use that by stacking a certain number of people to help build limit break bar, which is helpful later on down the fight. We might just over soak it early on because it's a lot easier to heal and mitigate at that point. So basically everyone who's not the main tank will stack up on the person who has the red triangle and split the damage on that. She'll also do pretty early on in the fight and throughout the fight twisters. If you've done T5 and not like unsynced or whatever where you just get to skip the whole fight, it's the same mechanic. The idea is you'll see a cast bar says twisters. The way it works is at the end of the cast bar, it snapshots your position. Then about a half a second later, wherever it's snapshotted, a little tiny green tornado will show up on the floor. If you touch that, it will kill you and everyone nearby. Well, it will absolutely kill you. Everyone else will get knocked back into this death wall. So it's easy to find out who messed up the twisters. It's the one person who didn't get knocked into the wall. The way to solve that is just be moving at the end of the cast, and then you can stop pretty shortly after that. Like, if your ping is really bad, you might need to adjust for your ping, like maybe run a little bit longer than you otherwise would need to, but the positioning on it is very tight. They're like legit smaller than one of these waymarks. But they will actually kill you. This is like one of the, like party finder memes is dying on twisters.
Repeatedly.
For the tanks, she will do a move called Death Sentence. This is the tank swap. It does a large hit on the current tank and applies a slashing damage up, which will mean that all of her autos will basically do about 75% of the tank's health. So you need to, you can survive in a pinch, but not for long. We don't have the tools to keep someone alive. So basically, we need both tanks up at all times, and you need to be able to tank swap effectively when she does that. She also does Plummet. Plummet it doesn't look like it, but it's actually a circle AoE on the current tank. And so if you're standing too close to the tank, you will get kind of squished by the plummet. And so everyone else needs to be in the back.
Is it? I think it's a cone.
It's a frontal cone.
It's a cone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird shape that doesn't look like the animation.
So don't be in front, right?
Don't be in front. Yeah, tanks need to tank her facing the wall. Eventually, we're going to move to waymarks. We'll use the demonstrative power of our carbuncle. After the first death sentence will be on 3, and then she'll drop the Neuralink there. And every time she drops a Neuralink, we're going to move. So after that, we're going to move. Hang on a second. What? We'll move to 1, and then we'll move to 2. And we'll just end the fight here. If we don't kill her after that, she'll just do a thing that wipes the party. The DPS check is honestly very low considering the potencies of actions that we have now, and your gear is basically as good or better than it could have ever possibly been when this was new at level 70. So we shouldn't have any trouble with the DPS checks as long as people are alive. But this is mostly about getting Twintania in the right positions, not dying to twisters, and correctly handling the fire puddles and stacks.
Konata, do you bait all of those, or does the range do that?
Ranged does most of that.
Okay.
Yep. There's one last part of it, which is hatch. So after the first Neuralink comes down, she'll start doing something called hatch. And a indicator will go over somebody's head. That means you have been chosen for the orb. What you need to do is position yourself. Let's suppose we have a Neuralink at 2. You need to position yourself so that the egg will run towards you, and then you stand in the Neuralink and let the egg hit you, and it will explode and do basically nothing. If you touch the egg when you're not in a Neuralink, or if anyone else touches the egg at any time, it will explode and kill the party. The egg moves relatively slowly, but it will speed up after about 6 or 7 seconds. So the first egg, we're going to be taking on the first Neuralink at 3, and then after a second Neuralink goes out, she'll start doing 2 eggs at a time. And we need to have 1 person in each of the 2 other Neuralinks. Only 1 person per Neuralink. You cannot stack in the same one. I think we'll get a lot more idea what needs to happen in the fight by actually pulling it, but that should be all of the relevant mechanics.
There's one more, which is when she's at the 3rd position at 2, after the 2 Neuralinks have been dropped. After the first set of orbs goes out, she's gonna pick somebody randomly to target them with fire. You can't control that. Don't drop it on the party, right? So kind of do one of these motions where you hook around and come back, because it'll be 5 puddles.
Yeah, we'll need to do a stack after that.
Yep, on the boss's butt.
Oisa is the bard is the range.
You want Fizz range to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
So
and
when the Neuralink, when she goes to 1 after the first Neuralink is dropped, that's when she's gonna start doing fires. And I believe they start like here,
yeah, around here, just on the wall.
and then you just go this way.
Like, as long as you're kind of like around max range for your attacks, like you should always be able to attack the boss no matter what. But you can hang out near the wall, because that's the safest place to drop the puddles. If you get chosen for hatch, I will take over, and I will bait.
So you want me to call that out, or are you just gonna keep an eye on it?
I can watch.
Okay.
I think that's it.
I have a question. You said we're gonna probably just over soak the fireball. Is that meaning the baiter's coming in too, or is this just gonna be
Yeah.
6?
The fireball we are always going to take on Twintania's rear, and it's just going to be everyone who is not a black mage, and we don't have any black mages, so I guess we can exempt the healers this time. Well, whoever's going in should go in. No, no. We wanna make sure that we're not wiping to twisters.
Thank you.
Should I Sacred plus Shield that, or just Shield it? Doesn't matter.
With 7 people. Before the poll, yeah.
There you go. Oh.
That's twisters. Oh. Here.
Was there somebody else standing on top of me? I didn't even see them.
Welcome to literally 90% of Prague.
Hello friends.
Yep, because we're going to move as soon as the twister cast bar is going, so that make sure that you're in motion when it ends, and that you're not running through someone else's path because they will drop a twister wherever they were standing.
Okay.
And not to get too in the weeds right away, but you want to start doing chain stratagem on like your 4th GCD.
Okay.
It'll be at the same time that Mug goes up.
Gotcha.
Except I don't remember my opener. I should have looked that up again.
Where's the curve on this level?
Alright, so we want to have a loose spread around the boss, and keeping in mind that people are going to drop twisters.
Twister.
And now move. And then we stack.
Alright, everybody who died, you did a good job. It's probably the only time I'll say that tonight.
Twister.
I mean, I don't want to encourage bad practices, but you can actually like have a movement that's just this. Like that can be enough if you know the timing just right.
Yeah. Yeah, generally you'll have like a sort of pre-assigned like side, and that's where you're going to drop your twister so that the back is clear for people to stack.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, everyone should have food.
Twister.
Alright, now we spread back out. This is the tank swap. And we should push.
Twister.
We're out.
That's the first Neuralink.
Oh, that's when baits happen. Okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I was thinking too far ahead.
So I'm gonna get
No worries.
then.
All
This
good.
is so there's exactly, you saw that. stood behind the Neuralink as soon as the ball got close, stepped in the Neuralink. Now, you can't just hang out in the Neuralink because it will lower your damage dealt. Um,
Twister.
it's obviously better to like lose a little bit of DPS doing an extra GCD in the Neuralink if you have to, but if you're real fast, you can get in and out in between GCDs.
Okay.
Twister.
I was too far away.
Okay. We'll just get quick pulls here until we get to
Twister.
something new.
I'll just start the countdown as long as we're not talking.
Yep.
Twister.
That's the right timing.
All right, now you should be out. Start over on this side so that we have extra space.
Oops. Okay.
That's fine. Eh,
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's mostly we want to keep the those
Twister.
clear. I got the res. Oh no, I don't. All right, now we're going to the last set. Now we're going to get. We're still doing the baits, but then every other one will be on.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
Oh, don't worry about it. I was standing out. So the way that the baits worked, oop, don't be in the way. All right. So this is the one that's on a random person, and we come in with a stack.
I get away from the front.
There's going to be a plummet soon, or I guess a death
Oh,
sentence
okay.
first. And now we're going to have the double hatch. And then there's going to be more fire
Twister.
and a twister.
Close.
It's pretty much
Ah.
instant wipe.
Yeah, it's the wall.
All right. Which way do I bait? Counterclockwise.
Usually, yeah, it doesn't really matter, but since we're gonna start with the one at 3, if you start south and then you come around, then it'll sort of follow the pattern that the boss is moving.
Okay.
So the next set will be, and the reason why is like, the way the baits work, it's not always the furthest person. there's some like invisible range, and if you are outside of the range, then you will be she can pick you. If you're inside the range and there's somebody outside, she will never pick you. And if there's nobody outside that range, then she'll pick someone at random. So if there's only one person out, you can predictably have them bait all the puddles, and everyone else should basically try to stay within that little 1, 2, 3 triangle. That way they will never get picked for the puddle baiting.
Okay. And I'm starting true south only because we're starting on 3, but it'll change
Yeah,
relative to other other groups I go with, obviously.
yeah,
But
it'll usually be just the wall that is furthest away from Twin that you are still in range to do your
Okay.
attacks with.
all right.
So like you maybe stay around here when the boss is at 1, but you move up to D when the boss is at 2, right? So
Okay.
oh, and just in general, try to stay out of the middle. For like, don't just stand in the middle. There's with the orbs and stuff and twisters, it's kind of just not a great place to stand. But
Yeah, I think whenever we were doing this, the healers were hanging out in this sort of area, like kind of between
yeah,
1 and 2,
I mean,
until
I kind of did different things, but yeah.
until the both of the Neuralinks are out, and then kind of hanging out a little bit over here, close to where the boss ended up.
Yeah, I think I was over here. Because you don't want to have to move when the orbs like come.
But that is actually almost all of the first phase.
Yep.
Twister.
Oh, also the hatch has a radius, so don't be standing next to anyone when they're taking the orb. You can see how big the explosion is right there.
Twister.
Should be moving.
Oh.
Yeah, it can get easier to predict when the hatch will go off if you make a straight line. If you stand out to the side, you can actually do this on purpose if you want. If you stand out to the side, the egg has to travel further, and then you can do this sort of like jukey kind of thing where you hook the egg into a waymark. But in general, to make it more predictable, just make the egg have a straight line between you and the
Neuralink.
Neuralink.
And walk forward into the Neuralink. Obviously, if you're walking backwards, you probably are aware hitboxes are really janky in this game.
Yeah, the egg might Might not be actually located where it looks like it's located.
I was told it's slightly in front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the server, because you're seeing where it was like 200 milliseconds ago or something.
Twister.
That was my fault for being too far
You're
out.
fine. You're fine.
Twister.
If DPS is on point, we usually won't get that twister.
Sorry for the bad bait.
No worries.
Oh.
Yeah, you had one of them.
Oh, did I?
Hang on a second, I need to check my gear. I need a little bit of more spell speed.
Actually, normally we still get that twister, but we usually get the Neuralink right after the twister goes off.
Oh.
So I usually have like a minefield to get to the next thing. I have still never hit anybody else's twisters on my way there, though.
The first thing they warned me to do in this balance ninja guide is do not blindly follow the things explained in this document. And they can't stop me. It's on the balance. It is fact.
Alright. Let's just go with this. I need to find something that has crit spell speed on it. Just like an accessory. Surely they've released a crit spell speed accessory sometime in the last
4 years.
2 years. I want it to be at least eye level or for character level 80.
Twister. Twister.
Just the random fire. After this, is it?
Twister.
And then it's this and alright, so everyone stand. You stand like in the Neuralink, it doesn't actually reduce the damage taken, but it
That
gives
might
you
be
a
too
good idea.
far out.
Alright, now we need to spread out. 2 persons per pie slice. 1 in, 1 out. And it's gonna land on the tank, whoever had the last aggro. And she stabs him a bunch.
Or no, you just think.
Alright, Bahamut's favor is self buff. She's gonna start hitting real hard. And we're gonna stack up on her back.
Nelorus Thunder. Conata Thunder. Get in then
Alright.
stack.
Alright, that's phase 2. Alright, I'll start with the transition. So we have the Heaven's Fall transition. As you saw, it's from T9, you have the little disco floors. We'll have sort of pre-assigned positions. The important thing here is whoever currently has threat, and it should usually be the same person. So we'll say Nell. You're going to want to stand at, okay. The first thing that happens is thing falls down in the middle, knocks everyone back. We spread out. The middle is like, if you touch it, you die. 4 people will be picked for dive bombs, the meteor streams. And it does a small AoE around you, which is why we're spread out. And then it picks the other 4 people. If anyone's dead, someone will get picked twice. So we need to make sure that people are alive for that. After both sets of meteor streams, Nail will come in by dynamic entrying into the tank, and this will help. She'll just land wherever the tank is standing. We can use this to like set up for where we want to do the next phase, and we're going to do the next phase in between the 1 and the 2. There's going to be a series of calls. She does like RP text, and the RP text signals her moves. Rating Way is very good at reading RP text, so she'll tell us if we need to get in and out or stack or whatever. And yeah, so the 4 moves are, we have Iron Chariot, which is the donut around her, so that's going to be get out. Assuming Nail is at the circle, this is about as far as you want to get out. You can go all the way out, but in general we want to keep our movements as tight as possible, so that it's predictable and we know where people are going to stand. Then there's Lunar Dynamo, which is a donut, so you'll need to be about this close at least. Then there's Thermionic Beam, which is she picks a random person and does a laser beam that splits damage among anyone who's hit, so we will all be stacked up for that. She also does meteor streams later in the fight as an option, so for that we'll need to spread out about as far as Carby and me. And she'll also have later in the fight, she will jump to the tank again. It does an AoE around the tank, and if you are close to the tank that she's jumping to, you will get completely demolished. So she'll be doing a series of calls, and there will also be fire, ice, and lightning mechanics coming from the dragons around the arena. So we'll start with lightning because that one's relatively easy. 2 people will get a visible debuff on your character in your debuff section, and if you have that, when that debuff runs out, you will shoot a lightning puddle around where you're standing. It does not hurt you, but it will basically kill anyone that is close to you. The fire and ice mechanics are basically handled together throughout the entire phase, and if everybody moves appropriately, you don't even need to think about it. We'll do in, out, in. That's the little mnemonic to remember. In, out, in, and that is for the fire tethers. So we'll all be stacked up. One person will have a tether on them, just a little red line coming from one of the dragons. When the fire goes off, everybody who's close to you will get hit with a fire. If you have a fire debuff and you get hit by a fire, you die. But there's also a dragon who is constantly shooting ice from the outside of the arena. He's basically going to the party, down the party list, shooting ice, 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 ice. If you ever get hit by the ice dragon and you have an ice debuff, you die. But if you have the fire debuff and you get hit by ice, it just removes the fire debuff. And if you have the ice debuff and you get hit by fire, it removes the ice debuff. So by being in, we will all get hit by a fire. We'll have the fire debuff. The ice dragon will go down the party list and hit us all with ice. The second person who has a fire tether will stand out so that we will not all get hit by fire. Only that one person will have the fire debuff. We'll all sort of like accumulate an ice debuff, and by the time the next fire tether goes out, the fire will be there to cleanse the ice, and then we have the last fire in as well, just in case somebody missed it or somebody died or whatever. If people are dead when the ice dragon is going down the party list, they'll just skip over dead people, so people get hit by ice faster the more dead people there are. So that's an easy way to wipe. Is just like too many people died, and people just start getting like picked off by the ice dragon.
It snowballs.
If you were the second fire, you might need to stay out for the third fire, because you will have taken 2 fires since the beginning of the fight, and you'll probably still have your fire debuff. So just remember, whenever we're doing, in fire stacks, if you can't remember if you had the fire tether or not, just look at your debuffs. If you have the fire debuff, don't take a fire. The last thing that she's going to be doing relatively early in that phase is the garrote, and like basically the doom and the doom puddles is what we call them. So we're going to be stacked around the boss, and she will pick a random person and put a little white circle on the floor, and she'll do that 3 times. At the start of that, she'll pick 3 random people and put doom on those 3 people with different timers. There will be a short timer, which is less than 10 seconds, medium timer, which is about 10 to 13 seconds, and then a long timer, which is like 16 or so seconds. And those 3 people need to stand in the white puddle to remove the doom status in the order that your debuffs are expiring. So the short timer needs to go into the first puddle, medium timer into the second puddle, long timer into the third puddle. There are only 2 puddles the first time. After that, there are 3 puddles each time. and there's no way to like fudge or scooch around that mechanic. The thing that makes this part tricky is when people are like running around and like panicking because of mechanics or whatever. You might end up dropping a puddle outside of where the rest of the party is standing. So like suppose I had a lightning stack and I ran way over here to drop my lightning so it wouldn't hit anyone, and then it drops a doom puddle. Whoever is getting that puddle needs to like be aware of that, but that's also why we want to keep the movement to a minimum.
And I know that this is like there's a lot of shit going on. It takes a little bit of practice to get it, but like you gotta remember, where is the party quote supposed to be? Because we kind of everything that we do is kind of oriented around that.
So the puddles start out relatively large. They will be larger than a waymark. If you're standing in it when it's that size, you'll die. It does a little explosion when it first hits. Then it drops a very small white ring on the ground that's about the size of a character's hitbox. That's the thing you need to stand in to remove your doom. It's the thing that is left over when the large white puddles explode. Okay, so without getting too much into like the mechanics or the strategy of the second phase, I just want to talk about the first part of it, because that is one of the like more scripted parts. We will all be, I'm gonna move Carbuncle a little closer. We'll all be around here-ish, standing right here, with including the main tank. Everyone's gonna like you'll lose positionals this fight, guaranteed. There are not enough true norths for this fight. But you'll be standing here for the first set of calls. If you get the lightning, there's going to be 2 people with lightning. We need to have one person stand here on the back flank and the other person stand here on the right flank. It's like the Mickey Mouse ears. So you have the boss and then you have the 2 people over here. And the reason is that she will always do a lunar dynamo during the lightning puddles going off. So we all need to be inside the boss's hitbox. Well, not the hitbox. We need to be all inside of her ring, and be able to drop the 2 puddles and have the party stack at the same time. So Rating Way will call out people's names. Just if you get your name called first, go to the left spot facing the boss. And if you get your name called second, go to the right spot facing the boss and drop your lightning puddles there, and then regroup with the party. After that,
Twister.
we're gonna she'll do the calls. We might have to run out, but then she'll start dropping the white puddles and start doing the fire and ice, the in out in stuff. All right, I think that warrants going and actually getting there.
Twister. Twister.
That was me.
Twisters are evil.
So small.
Sorry for forgetting about the baits. I keep wanting to run out after that.
No worries.
Twister. Twister.
Oh. Oh, I
Could
switched
use
down
that.
to.
If anything goes catastrophically wrong in the first phase, just wall it. It's not worth it.
Twister. Twister. Twister.
Alright. Here for the knockback. Fan out. And remember, Nell, you want to end between 2 and 1. And pop Super Bowl wide. run between 2 and 1. Alright, everyone stack on the back.
Tamerley and Thunder. Solenta Thunder. Get in then get out.
And then, as soon as you see that, run, all the way to the wall. Run back.
Hey.
Alright, and now we're gonna start. We'll stay on the boss's hit ring. It's the second fire out.
Conata Thunder. Nullaris Thunder. Stack then get out.
Let's assign positions for the spread after the knockback. So up here, let's have Nell take this position. And then next one over, let's have this be Shiro. And then I'll take this position up here, and Oysa can have over here. So those are the 4 close positions. Kane, you can take this spot over here, and then Kana can be over here, and then Tam will be over here, and Solenta will be all the way over here.
Tam and Kane should probably switch. Okay. Wow, Kane, you're just gonna take that.
I don't have expedient at this level, so kind of useless.
I mean, Kane
That's a
can.
level 90 skill. Excuse me, that's so cool. You have to wait until 90 to get it.
Kane can take my spot if he wants. I usually run around the Heaven's Fall.
Just do a lap.
So I'll get, if I can just think to go far left, it's easier.
You just wanna. The real goal here is Nell dropping the boss right between 1 and 2.
Yeah, just after the second thing, just chill right here.
Twister. Twister.
I got it.
Twister.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, hook a J.
Also, you want to be careful about everybody clumping up on the same side, just because it makes it harder and harder to tell when people are clumped up. So like, one healer should probably be on this side, and one healer should be on this side of two. But why? This side is totally open. Not when the boss is at two. That's what I was doing when I was healing this.
Womp womp womp.
Twister. Twister.
Yep,
Hmm.
that was me.
Oh.
Sorry about the bad bait. I wasn't paying attention to boss health, and I wasn't on the other end.
No worries.
There is some randomness in this, but it really does, once you get it down, it's pretty consistent. Just gotta be consistent.
Twister. Twister.
forget Oisa.
Twister.
Yeah, so that's one thing we need to make sure we do is the person who gets targeted with the fire, the random fire especially, needs to get a heal or something.
Are we planning on doing just a full lockout?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't think we're coming back in.
I'm sorry. I was just curious. Usually the ones that have voice are the ones that last the longest.
Well, I mean, we didn't disband after 3 polls.
That is true. Oh no.
Just wait for the next Unreal.
I think they'll still let you skip.
Twister.
They'll fix that. Hello, Twister. My favorite mid.
I survived.
Twister.
Thanks, Raining May.
Twister.
I got burns. This isn't good.
Twister.
Okay, I'm back out.
I had the fire. Sorry.
You
Ready
were
to
the
heal.
big.
I didn't see it. How do you tell when you have it? It just starts falling on you.
It-
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell, actually. That's why it's so important to spread out.
Twister.
Because the first puddle will spawn directly under the person. That's basically your best way to tell. So if you're on top of somebody, you'll have no idea.
Sure.
Yeah, save all 2-minute cooldowns for when she lands. That will also be the pot window. Whenever, you get around to the point where he uses pots.
isn't good.
It's fine. Alright, stay on the butt.
Salenta Thunder. Tamerlian Thunder. Get in then stack.
We're gonna stay in. This is the easy pattern. That's the thing. Move, move. Just enough to get out of that explosion. Then do it again. That's the first doom.
At first, but
Alright, fire out.
Nelorus Thunder. Shiro Thunder. Stack then stay in.
Oh.
Yep, thunders need to get out. So for the second thunders, she's not going to be doing the lunar dynamo at the same time. So you can kind of just be out-ish.
Tamerlian Thunder.
Try not to move too far outside of the 1, 2, 3 area, because that's just more excess movement.
Yeah, now you want to be close in for the tank drop. For the boss drop. Oh, no, hold on,
Nope.
Tam.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't see the BRB.
Yeah, after the white puddles resolve and everything, we can kind of recenter the party back to, quote, outside. Right, so like here. So that when the second call out happens, we can sort of be back to a sort of default position. And each time a white puddle drops, we'll want to try to move the minimum, which is usually either it's usually like 90 degrees.
Was the second fire tether out enough? I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just-
you're fine.
Okay.
You by running through the boss, you ran a lot farther than you needed to run, right? Instead of just like stepping back, right? But no, it's fine.
Okay. I wasn't sure about the AoE size.
I think it's 8 ohms. It's not that big.
It's tiny.
For the fire, maybe diameter, it's about
It's either 5 or 8, right?
it's about the size of 3 waymarks. Side to side.
Okay. Alright, that's a good idea then.
Who isn't ready?
I'm studying for biology right now.
I went to use the bathroom. I'm back now. Can you ready check when we're about to pull? I need to go congratulate my FC's group for doing uwu just now.
Oh,
Sure,
go
no
ahead.
problem.
Sorry. I'm back.
I am washing my hands.
Twister. Twister. Twister.
Oh, I got a little too close to that.
Oh, I boxed myself in.
Oh, didn't get that.
I don't think we're gonna have enough people up.
Tamerlian Thunder. Salenta Thunder. Get in then get out.
Oh, there he goes! Like a hockey puck.
Okay. Shield there. Okay. Yes, I'm noticing it. In part, when I've been noticing X-Talk like, doesn't go off, it's like 55% that gets stuck out a lot. So good. Yeah.
Twister. Twister.
Likes to pick me.
Twister.
It's a bad buff.
Voice of Thunder. Carrot Thunder. Get in then get out.
Oh, out. That's what. Okay.
Well, I did not. I got nothing.
Conata Thunder. Shiro Thunder. Stack then stay in. Nelorus Thunder. Tamerlian Thunder.
Got nothing.
Spread then get in. Cane Thunder. Silenta Thunder. Tank swap, tank swap. Get away from the tank and stack up.
Ah! Do I go directly to C or kind of just to where B is or something?
Oh yeah. Okay. So dive bombs. So we're doing the easy post waymarks dive bomb cheese. What happens is there will be from the beginning dragons on the outside of the arena, and they're the ones that are shooting fire and ice and lightning at us. When the dive bomb phase happens, which is like right after that tank swap, people will get the little green dive bomb marker over their head. This is the same that you get in T9, T5, and also in T13. So if you've seen it before, you will see it a million times in this fight. The first person is going to go literally stand on A. The second person will get marked, and they're going to come towards B, but not stand on B yet. The first person, around this time, the first person will start getting hit by these shadowy dome attacks that you have to run out of. And the second person will also get hit by some shadowy dome things right as their marker is about to expire. So the first person at A, as soon as you see those shadowy dome things, your mark's done, so you run straight back in. The person at B, as soon as you see the domes, you're going to run to B, and then as soon as you see your marker disappear, you keep running in that direction because you're dodging the dragon that was baited that is coming down the east side of the arena. Then you can curve back around and rejoin the group, but we need to be spread out for the meteor streams. And then the person at C, once again, they just go straight to C. They wait until the dive bomb marker disappears and comes in. There are some pretty cursed configurations of dragons. They can spawn literally anywhere around the arena. In between the 1, 2, 3 triangle is basically almost always safe. But the two things are, one, we still need to be spread out for the meteor streams. And also, when she's done with the dive bomb phase, she will just land on the tank. So the tank who is currently tanking her, after the first dive bomb, is going to move towards 1-ish to make up some room for other people. Everyone else is going to sort of like scooch and shimmy their way around so that they're not getting hit by the dragons that are going around the outside of the arena. And then, depending on what the call is, she will either do the meteor streams that we have to spread out for, or she'll do the thermionic beam, which is after she lands, we need to all be stacked up. So pay attention to the call during that phase. That is hopefully the last real mechanic that we'll need to do in phase 2. If our DPS is low, we might need to do another set of calls, like the get ins and get outs or whatever, but we're basically done with fire and ice at that point as well.
Okay.
Thank you, healers, for rescues.
there's some subtleties that we haven't explained, but yeah, don't worry about it.
Twister.
A lot
Oh,
of
I didn't move. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oof.
I realized, like, as it was happening.
like the third fire and lightning timing is really awkward sometimes. Like you can get all the mechanics at
Twister.
once. So, yeah, it can be really awkward, but generally don't worry about it. And if you die, you die.
Twister. Twister. Twister.
That was the first time I didn't die to the stupid fire things.
Twister. Twister.
Hiya!
Bye, guys.
No, the twister disappeared.
Twister. Twister. Twister.
L, try to get between 1 and 2. There you go.
Dead.
Shiro Thunder. Nelorus Thunder. Get in then get out.
Oh, watch out, you're gonna get clipped by the Lunar Dynamo. Ooh.
I was too focused on the guy dying. I was like, oh, they got clipped. Wait, wasn't something else supposed to happen?
And you may have noticed this when it's in out. That
Yeah.
out is not like an optional like, oh, let me finish my cast type of thing.
Yeah.
It's real fast.
If you get picked for the Thunder and it's in out and you have any sort of hesitation, or I should say, like, if you're not confident in your ping, you don't have to run the same way that the party is running. Just make sure that after the out you stack back up, so you can run, like if you were like the left Thunder or whatever, you can run out this way and then come back around to the party. Just make sure that if you drop the white puddle, for instance, or if you have the fire, that people know where it dropped.
You got whiplash.
Twister.
Oh. I was a little too buddy-buddy with my Twister that time.
Oh. Oh, we're not wipe. I'm sorry. I thought we'd wipe if something like that happened.
Twister.
Yep, that was just force of habit, that's all.
Oops. Is this supposed to be a countdown?
Twister.
Swap again.
Twister.
There's no fire pulse for that one.
Oh, okay. Back out. Cool.
It will be one of them will be with the fire pulse, and the other one will be with twisters.
Twister.
Ow.
Ooh.
Conata Thunder. Salenta Thunder. Get in then get out.
Second fire is in.
Tamerly and Thunder.
Stack up.
Stack then get out.
Out, out, out. Level 2.
King Thunder. Shiro Thunder.
Level number 3. This fires in. I don't have res for...
Spread then get in.
I got 18 seconds on switch.
She's gonna do a jump and then a lunar dynamo. Get in. Everyone in. Everyone in.
Carrot Thunder.
Getting king. We're out of tanks.
And this is the part where the ice balls kill everybody.
Tank swap, tank
Mhm.
swap.
It's in, out, in, right? I said that wrong in my head.
Correct.
Okay.
But like the first one was out, right? So that means all the rest of them are in.
Twister. Twister.
Yeah. Up.
Worst case scenario, if you don't have the fire, you can excuse yourself from the stack as long as enough other people are going.
Twister.
Oh!
Let's ignore that risk.
Twister.
I would say about 70% of the reses I get in this fight are I decline.
It's if you're dead, then ...
It's about to go really badly. Well, No, it does. Okay, it doesn't look bad yet necessarily.
Twister. Twister. Twister.
That's the way, Mark.
Silenta Thunder. Get in then get out. Nelorus Thunder.
In a second. Are out.
Cane Thunder. Conata Thunder. Stack then stay in.
Everyone in. Stay in. Move 90. Check your dunes. Move 90.
Tamerlian Thunder. Carrot Thunder. Spread then get in.
Alright, spread, but don't run too far. Just one. Alright, everyone in, everyone in. Sedona,
Voice of Thunder. Shiro Thunder.
I have a res. Ice balled!
Tank swap tank swap.
Bonk.
Get away from the tank and stack up.
Hey, hey, hey.
And if we do this correctly, that should be around where the phase ends. Maybe she'll get like a couple more stabby stabs. But that's about it.
Okay.
What was here? Oh yeah. At the beginning, just listen for your name, and if you get called first, go through the boss and to the left. If you get called second, go through the boss to the right. That way we make sure that people aren't standing on top of each other for the lightnings.
Okay.
Twister.
But people are doing really good on the twisters. Just want to say that. Very consistent positioning.
Yeah, this first part seems pretty prescriptive. And I get to cry.
It's
I
like
got burns. I got burns.
sick burns.
Man, that shit hurts.
No, it's delayed death. It's worse than instant death. Like,
Yeah.
kill me quickly. Don't wait 3 seconds to kill me.
It's why even someone said why even show the timer, and I said it's to show you you're going to die.
Twister.
Oh, there's always a twister with that one.
Alright, my flip's going. Ooh.
Ooh, that's death.
Wallet.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
now for sure. Yeah.
Sorry, I meant to ask as a question. I know it came out as like we should wall it. Not enough pots. Oh shit, should we be potting?
No.
No,
I was about to
no.
say.
Only if you want to skip dive bombs.
Oh my god.
Twister.
Yeah, we tried saving all our cooldowns, including our second 2 minutes for the start of that phase. And just, you know, even potting there, and it was just not quite enough.
On Nell?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I think we got her to like 1% or killed her. Oh, she kept going because it was too late.
Swap.
Well, it wasn't early enough to skip it, which is theoretically possible. Like good players, but
Twister.
Yeah, I see it. Uh oh. Someone else is getting. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. That was very bad. I'm sorry.
I'll go to 3.
No, I'm so sorry.
I found a fire puddle.
Gotta decline that one. Almost saved it.
These bar trolls have been brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Go in as fizz range, they said. It's easy, they said.
Still tank sense. There we go.
Just for the extra space.
The only spice that is scary spice.
Twister.
That was me.
No, I don't think Mel has tank stance on.
Oh, that.
So I got.
Twister.
Oop. I'm gonna kill somebody.
And it's me.
I accidentally alt tabbed.
Just gonna decline that.
That's a good pull.
Twister. Twister. Twister.
Made a poor decision.
Voice of Thunder. Silenta Thunder. Get in then stack.
Move. I got Kate. Fire out.
Nelorus Thunder.
Fire in.
Tornado
Fire
Thunder.
in.
Stack then get out.
Yeah.
Whee!
Those gym puddles.
Tamerlian Thunder.
Thank you for the party, fellas. I appreciate the lessons you taught me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Don't worry, other groups do it totally differently. You'll learn nothing of use.
That's great to know.
No, I'm not entirely.
It's mostly a joke.
Mostly. What? Yeah, that our waymarks are for the inverted triangle, which does not matter for any of the fight that we've seen up to this point, but is relevant when it comes to like one of the mechanics in the 4th phase or something like that. 3rd phase, something.
Okay. Alrighty. Thanks again, and hopefully I see y'all around later on in the phases. Y'all
Okay.
have a good night.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye bye.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go get food.